Yeah, we know
exactly what he's tonight.
Hold on at all.
Yes.
That was a no man, no movie, you know. But move eyeglass, move chin. One side should be.
That's my PC.
Anyway,
Someone on family, you know. I see them in the scatter of I use here. You can't only on top floor, you don't see them because.
As I get one play, put all the book in it.
Stop up. Ma première photo depuis 2 mois. Non, on n'a pas fait le photo.
We need to make one
This one
hundred.
is clean. The other one already can't do 6 plus. It's not like the.
That you are shy, see.
Check on that.
That's self.
Mama,
That's misful.
a different level of phone that.
That's misful.
That one a palm top.
You see the man snap inside the
Please hold on.
I tell you, now that lighting system.
That palo.
That part on a different thing.
The game of clean better for moon, not a yourself for both. That palo clean. I'm happy.
Hey! Wait.
See that palo clean. Non fungible to. Lay that down.
And then you can ginger man. Am I ginger me?
Money.
Yo.
This is not going to get plenty following.
See?
This is not going to get up to 5 million following.
No, I don't talk.
No hyper.
Yeah. But na celeb no. We post them. People go engage well.
Qui poste ça, il met Dieu donné. Tu vois les abonnés, hein. Les followers vont te chercher. Il poste ça, il met Dieu donné. Followers.
What is the
700 abonnés en 3 jours.
Where were you born? How old are you? Are you married?
Man, you start.
You come
That
here
be
by
proud
air,
now.
by land.
Pay you, make me proud for you.
Well, any artist come here, will the select people they'll ask questions.
Boy, can I do
I
it?
draw roster.
I'm in a conto to win. That means they you I want now. Yeah, man.
How long say that
Where
man?
that be the play? I get out. Now last season we that
That
be
proud deserve.
250,000. That's all.
Oh,
I'm in conto to
That's
win.
wow. That's nice.
Tell him expensive, prestigious award in Cameroon. Most prestigious.
Coming up with the right place. Coming up with the place, no, he said no, say no. You tell that guy, I will go through any kind of.
but Kunkere no, Kunkere define something in Cameroon. Define as concern.
That's one great problem. Say, I'm not a guy, but I need baby. Oh, man.
Oba ask about my man Kalu. My Kalu produce that song. Oh man, na Kunkere, Kunkere. You want a pollution award? I want to get them. Mande the English, man, they read.
Calm down.
When are you buying?
How much is it?
Franchement, on t'insulte ton mari comme ça, ma petite.
Il peut, c'est quoi?
I have an 11 I will give you the
Wait, what's she saying? What's
I understand that she can. You can.
I can do it.
You can. Hey, it's very
I
possible.
can
That he cannot. You cannot give her one.
Non, il ne peut pas te donner la... Attends, laisse, accepte qu'il ne peut pas te donner la... Mais il peut t'acheter le...
Have you buy and give? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
C'est la même chose qu'on a dit.
No, it's not the same thing.
Oui, c'est la même chose.
It's not the same thing.
No,
I can
because-
buy it and give you. If I give you money,
Voilà.
I might not know how you work out. You get the point?
So you don't trust me?
I trust you, but no, it's just a way of talking.
Make this plain orange for eye. No, leave her with food. No, kind, no, because
No,
you
no,
want.
but even if you go one man buy
because-
it from
no,
you.
because you want to put some.
Machif.
Even if you go one man buy it from you.
Stupid head.
Tu sais que donner l'argent est dur. Mais donner le matériel...
You
I feel come also, I just.
You will ask my phone now. That's you go and spend.
Why would the fact all the people they hear?
To be honest,
So I would tell you.
Nonny is a big man. He can't lie to me.
You always come down inside
All
there.
this one because of you.
Read
They
that
give
also.
women. Thank God.
What's the phone? I'm touching that one.
No, he was talking about
He was touching the...
No, he was talking about yeah. He was talking about yeah.
Get out. You
We
know,
don't-
it-
we
I am
don't do
body.
bad
Let
fashion.
am.
We don't do bad fashion.
Leave me.
We don't do
Like
bad
that.
fashion.
Leave me.
Think I'm you.
How?
I like the touch.
Who don't like touch?
I used to see a hand up here.
I'm a. You used to see what.
Jesus.
I said, you
You
know.
have to pray.
So I will go and report and stand.
I will speak like
Biggy
that.
and say Biggy.
I don't
I
boss
saw
you.
the wife.
If Verna has not seen on the white finger ring, it is you.
I can see. Verna is sleeping like.
Hey, Baba!
I be sure when they take it to us.
Okay, this one.
What's that like?
There's some money out there waiting for you. And it's the way you gotta go get that money. Like you said, yeah.
Ferme déjà, je vois parce que c'était.
also take
How do you feel this way?
seems to have a
Yeah, look, you
Qui a
can't.
gâté ça? Qui a gâté?
you
Parce
must
que
never
c'est elle qui était à la cuisine hier. C'est hier qui est censée gâter.
Elle fait d'abord les choses.
C'est Dieu. C'est Dieu.
Let me see my little cook there, man. Chop. At least my little cook. It's consolidated. Only they smell that trouble kilos on step. Only they smell.
Donc ça sort en bas là. On va mettre quelque chose, même pas.
Moi-même, je ne sais même pas comment ça fait pour couper. Mais ça regarde. Regarde tout le monde là.
Oui, oui, j'ai vu ça, oui.
Flatmates, move into the sitting room. House captain,
Yes, Biggy.
go to the corridor, collect the mics. Welcome, yellow cards.
Long time no see. Long time.
We have problems.
Hey guys.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
I missed you.
Okay.
I am now a non-fungible token.
I'm glad that you guys remember the last topic
House captain,
we talked about.
you know what to do with the mics, right?
Yes, Biggy.
So, do you remember what? Okay, forgive me my manners. Hello, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm seeing that the number has reduced quite considerably. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are still here. I wish you guys the best for the rest of the competition.
Thank you.
So yes, we are continuing to talk about non-fungible tokens. And I want to know, what do you guys remember? It's been 2 weeks. What do you guys remember? Yes, we talk about NFTs are unique, they are rare, they have high value depending on the individual or the asset. What else? They're unique. Okay. I will take your lack of enthusiasm maybe for tired or something. Anyway, the idea for today for me was to tell you about the uses of NFT in accounting, you know. And after discussing about this, we will talk about why massive adoption of cryptocurrency is a problem in Africa. So yes, uses of NFTs in accounting. Why do you think they can be used in accounting like identity management? Why? They're unique. For example, instead of carrying your passport, if you're traveling from one country or from one region of the country to another, or like an ID card, you can have your ID as a non-fungible token, and the police can just scan and know that this is your ID. Make sense? You can use it like a collateral for a loan. For example, let's say you have a car or a land, and you need to take a loan at the bank. Sometimes you need to bring a lot of documents to prove that this is your land and all this other stuff. But imagine a world that you could come, you have your land as a non-fungible token. It's your land, it exists like a physical asset, but you also have it like a non-fungible token. And because you have it like a non-fungible token, you can actually just give your NFT or show your NFT to the bank officer or to the loan officer, and there they can see your asset. So NFTs can be used and will be used like collateral for loans. Does it make any sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it can be used to allocate indivisible property. So imagine your father left you a piece of land or a piece of art, and you guys are three. How can it be divided? You know? How? The only way that this can work is that a portion of it can be sold as an NFT, even though it's a physical asset. So one other buyer can own like an NFT, which is like still part of the physical asset, but he owns it like an NFT. That can work too. Any questions? You don't? What don't you understand? It's not going. Okay. Okay. All right. I think you like my essay on why crypto is not massively adopted in the continent. Real estate trading. Who can tell me why it will simplify real estate trading? Any idea? Without reading. It's simple. We just talk about it. Non-fungible token. You can actually have a physical asset as a non-fungible token. So imagine that you want to buy a house, you know, but instead of going even physically and looking at the house, or instead of even having documentation of the house, you buy the house as an NFT, a legal entity of that physical asset. Does that make any sense to you now? Okay. So yes. Event ticketing. Anyone can tell me how NFTs can be used in terms of tickets in events? Yes?
So just like real estate, instead of actually buying the tickets, you can just get it digital as a non.
Perfect. Nice. So yes. So another topic for today that we will be discussing about is this. Blockchain. Slow mass adoption in the African continent, especially French-speaking countries. You have to understand that Yellow Card is a company that wants economic growth for young Africans. That is why Yellow Card is dedicated to give this knowledge and give the opportunity for young Cameroonians to be able to easily buy blockchain and even give them the necessary educational resources for them to have the knowledge so that they can have leverage over their future in terms of their economic growth. So now, from my personal experience, I've had a life-changing encounter with the blockchain technology, especially from the economic standpoint of view. So from my personal experience, I would say what is stopping the mass adoption from the crypto? Can someone tell me? I talk about the environment, but can someone please discuss with me why does he think that crypto is not massively adopted? You know, none of you here are like crypto investors, but I'm very sure that with yellow card training and I'm sure that with all these talks we have been having, you will sign up with yellow card and you will be part of the future, because crypto is the future, blockchain is the future. So I want you to look at our environment. We are in the African context in this sense and say, this is our environment. Why is crypto not massively adopted in this continent?
First of all, in Cameroon, we see that crypto, they do not have an office where if maybe you have complications, you can easily find out how they will help you. That's why yellow card now, the yellow card with PC job, and also the aspect of scam. Many people, they doubt investing.
No, I don't want you to globalize. Let's go a little, let's be specific for a while, because this is an interactive session, okay? So I want to ask you specifically, why are you not into the blockchain?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. Yes. Number one is ignorance for you. Okay. You are talking about the belief that why you think other people are not. I get your point. But now I want each and every one of you guys to think and give me a response. You guys, I believe, grew up and lived in Cameroon. We all grew up here and lived here. Why didn't you buy Bitcoin in 2009 when it was out? You would have been a millionaire now. Why? I want us to, each and every one of us, have an introspect of ourselves. What were you doing in 2009? Where were you in 2009? You understand? I will say that the environment played a bigger role in it, because your age mates in another country bought Bitcoin and are rich now. So how can we fight this? Because it is, apart from Bitcoin, there are thousands of other cryptocurrencies. And the revolution is happening. And there will be many other coins that will make many other people millionaires. But we want to be part of the movement. Yellow Card wants to be here to assist their youth for this movement. So now my question is, what do you think was the cause of not buying Bitcoin in 2009? This is an essay I wrote, and this first point for me is the environment. And I want each of you to give me a response, because I want to make these lessons interactive. Yes?
The fear of scam.
The fear of scam. Okay? Someone else?
Doubts.
Doubt. Yes? Yes?
High risk.
High risk. Is that why you didn't buy Bitcoin in 2009?
No, you already said why I didn't buy Bitcoin in 2009.
Why did you buy
I
Bitcoin?
didn't have access to the information.
Good. Okay?
I was told about Bitcoin, but I used the money to buy soda.
Very funny. Nice one. So yes, I will say my attack on this was like, there are no major cryptocurrency companies in French-speaking African countries. That's a fact. Yellow Card is entering all these regions because Yellow Card wants to create massive opportunities for the young generation. And the truth is, nobody seems to care. We are apolitical in this sense. Nobody is questioning the government in any sense. But I am very curious to think that in the whole city of Douala, there is no public library, meaning that young Cameroonians find it difficult to educate themselves. Lack of information. Why didn't you hear about Bitcoin in 2009? Nobody was talking about it. You probably heard about Jay-Z news song, but you didn't hear about the Bitcoin revolution or whatever was going on. So my problem here is the environment. The environment played a role. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody cared about it. Why should you care about it? But this should change now because you have been introduced to the blockchain technologies. You have seen its potential. The last time I was here, Bitcoin was like 60,000, 62,000. Right now, Bitcoin is $67,000. It is only going up. We are currently in a full-scale bull market. Many millionaires will be made before January 2022. This is a fact. This is the truth. The economic opportunity for young Africans like you and me is massive. I want us to understand that it is massive. And I want you to note from today, note this, never let your environment to impede you or impede your growth. It is not an excuse to say that there were no opportunities. No. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. Resources are out there. So yes, I said nobody seems to care about the technology. The majority of people think outright it's a scam. Why? Because many companies before have tried to open here and promise users massive gains. Then when the people invest their money, they run away. So yes, sadly enough, it happened and it tainted the culture, it tainted the revolution, it tainted the growth. Okay, we talk about it, ignorance. Like I said, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. If you do not know about Bitcoin in 2009 and you did not hear about Ethereum in 2015, or you do not know about the blockchain technology and its revolution, it's a choice. It is not your environment. It's your personal choice because there are platforms and companies and resources and videos and individuals who are passionate about these things, sharing the news and preaching it like the gospel of Jesus for people like you and me to get this insight and have an opportunity to have a changed life or financial freedom. Any questions? So who can tell me another reason why crypto is not massively adopted in our continent? This is the fight of yellow card. Imagine, the fight of yellow card is what? How can you convince someone that he needs something when he does not even know that he needs it? That's our fight. We are fighting to educate young people of the power of the blockchain technology. Not only because it has a massive economic upside that it can have in their life, but because it is the future. The future of finance is decentralized and it is happening now. But the majority of youth in this continent are out of the space. It's a tragedy and we are here to fight it. And that is why we come to gatherings like this, to places like this, to educate you guys so that you guys don't not only listen, so you should not be passive learners. You should be able to go and spread the message, spread the good news. Say that there is something that exists, the blockchain. Let's learn about it. Yellow Card has resources open for anyone to learn. They have even, you can even get in touch with the personnel. They will help you, they will guide you. It doesn't matter if you speak French, English, Pidgin, even your country talk, we can help you. So ignorance shouldn't be the case anymore. Anyone can tell me another reason why crypto is not massively adopted in the continent? Yes? Yeah. Did not have that opportunity. We have it now. It's the truth. So, and the information is out there. It's not hidden. Nobody's hiding it. It's available for everyone. So why do you think young people like you and me are not getting into this technology and don't even want to learn about it? Yes.
Yeah, young people are not getting it because they lack the spirit of daring. They always want to be too sure of what they are doing. They cannot vote for something that just come into them and then let them give it a try. They don't want.
This is 2021. Bitcoin was launched in 2009. Do the math. How old is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not even legal. It doesn't even have legal age. Imagine when Bitcoin will be 30 years old. Think about it. Imagine when Bitcoin will be 50 years old. Imagine when Bitcoin will be a century old. People are actually buying Bitcoin now for their grandchildren, not even for themselves.
The information that govern this whole Bitcoin thing to me is not solid enough. Because
Why?
I'm talking about me personally.
Yes.
So if the information was solid to me, like the World Bank,
yes,
that I know they have a central budget.
yes,
I know they run everything, they run things.
Yes.
This is just an internet thing, and I'm not more of the internet. I believe in real life, like real life as in natural.
I get your point. It's virtual. It's
know.
a new paradigm, and not many people are. It's just like what's happening now, the metaverse. It's a new term. You know, many people are not used to it. The metaverse. It's a new world. That means it's everything crypto. It's another world. It's virtual, but it's real. You know, it's just like having an NFT. It's just a JPEG, you know, but it has value. It's a concept. It's difficult for me to explain it to you, but let's stick just to this. What the issue you are talking about is the paradigm shift, which is a huge barrier. How can someone that's used to handling cash, you are telling him about something that is virtual, believe that this is possible? You are right. That's a major hurdle. But you have been selling music digitally. You have had an audience, built it digitally. You have grown up and listened to music from other people all over the world you have never even met virtually. Let's face it, ignorance is a choice. It's not a reason. It's not an excuse. It's a choice. You know? And the message I'm trying to preach here is that, yes, you are right. It's a real issue. You have a point, but it's not enough. Because other people like you in this country have bought Bitcoin and are millionaires. Why are you not? Ask yourself. Every day question yourself, why?
Like you said, it's choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah, you cannot get into something that you don't have, you don't believe, or maybe you're so.
Exactly, and this is the bridge that we're trying to build. We're building that bridge, yellow card, the belief bridge. You know, we're building that bridge to tell you that this is it. Come and see for yourself. And it's not only to see or hear or talk. Come and experience until you put your money. Maybe you lose it. Probably you will lose it. You know, let's face it. Everything in life has risk, you know. Everything in life has risk. Sometimes you write exams, you fail. It's the same thing with business. Sometimes you go into business, you fail. Crypto investing is like business, you fail. But even if you fail, it's a lesson. Let's be positive here, you know. Let's say that we fail. But let's take the fact a fact. This is a revolution. This is the future. And the thing is that we want the young African generation to be in the bandwagon. Let's be going in it together. Even if we have accidents, so what? But let's grow. Let's learn. You know, imagine that how many millions of young Cameroonians have graduated and are jobless. How many millions of them have lost hope. Today, the message that Yellow Card is preaching is that you can have hope. You have hope. It's crypto. It's blockchain. It can change your life with nothing. From nothing, you can become something. You can believe in yourself. You can have a life. You can have a dream. But you need to put in the effort, not only to invest your money, but you must also learn. Because when you learn, you will know how to navigate through this space. It is the message that we are preaching. Yes.
Person like being the unwillingness to learn.
Why do you think that people are unwilling to learn? You know, because I've had this personal experience. You know, I've preached the gospel to people. You know, like I'm preaching the crypto like the gospel of Jesus. You know, because I've experienced it firsthand. You know, and I'm telling people this thing can change your life. I'm actually seeing people that they have their economic stable jobs. You know, they have the ability to even invest 20-30% of their salaries every month and be financially free. What do I mean by financially free? Meaning that your passive income exceeds your fixed income. Meaning that you can actually have money, but you don't need to do anything. Your money just works for you. That's financial freedom. Who doesn't want to be financially free? Who doesn't want to live and travel the world? The financial incentive is so massive. You know, there are people that play games. There's a game called Axie Infinity on the Ethereum blockchain. There are people in the Philippines that play it and make $2,000 a month. In Cameroon, $2,000 is over $1 million francs. That's the salary of an executive. Imagine you are just sitting in your house playing that game 1 hour per day. You make over $2,000 a month. Are you not financially free? What more do you want from life? You know? But this is Yellow Card preaching this gospel that this is the future. This is crypto. This is why we are coming to you. We are here and we are telling you, we are ready to guide you. This is the message. This knowledge you have. Many Cameroonians don't have the opportunity to have someone stand in front of them and tell them this. They don't even know it exists. You know? So you should be ambassadors of Yellow Card. You should be ambassadors of the blockchain, of this revolution. Tell your peers that it is happening. And if they are not in it, they are missing out. And if they miss out, it is their fault and no one else's fault. You know? I was in Belgium doing my master's and I had this experience. I was in my student room. I saw a guy, he was in high school. Bet you I was doing my master's, he was in high school. He invested, I saw him playing with his friends, PS4. He invested 100 euro on Monday. By Saturday, he had like 500 euro. And he went out, he was enjoying with his friend. But I mean, what did that young kid have that another kid here in the lycée cannot do? It's not about money. Forget about the financial aspect of it. if you really want to do something, money is not a barrier. It is the mindset. Let's face it. Let's face it. It is the mindset. So I'm asking each and every one of you, what is stopping the mass adoption of crypto in Africa and in our continent?
Man, we don't know about the end of it all, because I'll not lie to you. I like to know about the start of something and the end of it. I don't like to get into something I don't know the end.
Good.
End is
I like it. I like your spirit. I like your energy. And I want to tell you, if you want to know the end of it, learn it. Put in the work. Because I came here and I gave you the introduction to blockchain and I gave you the practical introduction to cryptocurrency, but that's not enough. I gave you the lamp torch. You need to go and dig in for yourself. You need to do it. I cannot do it for you. I can show you the way. I can tell you because I've seen it, I've experienced it. But you need to live it for yourself. So if you want to go deep in it, perhaps you need people like you. Sometimes they need guidance, you know. You want to know really how it works. But if you really want to know how it works, it has a price to pay. You must be willing to pay that price. If you are not willing to pay that price, then there's no need saying that you don't understand. You don't understand the price. The price is learning. Forget about the investing part. The price is first of all learning. What is the blockchain technology? What is it really about? Why are people so hyped about it? See it from the bird's view, a bird's eye view. See it at a macro level, why it's happening. Get an impression of it. You know, you see, I'm so passionate about it because I know what it is. I know the economic impact it has had in my life, and I know the economic impact it can have on each and every one of you life and on each and every Cameroonian in this country. You know, it's true. Not everyone can be saved, but those who are willing to be saved will be saved. You know, and this is the message that we are preaching, and this is the gap that we are trying to breach. You know, this is an interactive session. I'd like you to come at me. Why do you think it is not massively adopted? Yes.
I think impatience.
Impatience. Why?
Because most you they want to put in something and get it the next day. But
you're right. And a critical thing with crypto is that you need to have patience. You need to be patient. It's a critical aspect of it. If you bought Bitcoin in 2009 and you sold it 1 year later, you will have sold it at $100. But if you bought it and kept it now, you want to sell, you will be selling it at over $60,000. That is the truth. That is the fact. So if you had, even if it's 10,000, you know, Bitcoin was less than 1 cent when it launched, and you even put only 10,000, now you will be having more than $1 million. It is true. It's a fact. You know, it is no lies. It's a fact.
Bro, one thing about this thing is it's based on speculation.
It is not based on speculation. You have to understand that this is not gambling. You are not gambling. You know, if you understand that Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer system, a financial revolution where you can send money without needing a central authority, if you would have understood or seen the future in 2009 when Bitcoin launched, you would have known that this is a gem. This is the future.
Bro, I use Bitcoin for sale.
But you need to be educated, because I myself, I knew about Bitcoin for a long time. I knew about it. Even the first time I picked up the Bitcoin white paper, it was gibberish to me. It was so difficult to understand. You understand? And I did not even persist beyond that. But what changed me, you know, I reached a certain level there, but I was hearing too much about it, you know. And I said that, okay, let me read this paper. And I dug deep. And even things that I did not understand, I sat down and I worked hard and I understood. And then it was like the veil was uncovered. You could actually see it. You could actually see the future. And I was like, if I was in 2009 and seeing that, I would have bought tons of Bitcoin, you know. And that is the message I want to pass, that there is a revolution happening now. A lot of things are going on the blockchain. Be it music, be it publishing, be it art. Anything you can think about is going on the blockchain. Everything will be decentralized. The blockchain was not meant, you talked about because it does not have an office. The blockchain was not meant for government. It was made even for people like me and you. You know, anyone who has access to the internet can have access to the blockchain, can have the opportunity to invest in these projects. These projects were made, this Bitcoin was made for us. It wasn't made for the bank, for the central bank, or for a government. Even if all the government in the whole world decided they want to staunch Bitcoin growth, they cannot. It's impossible. The nodes are distributed in the whole world. You don't even know where they are. You understand? People that want the Bitcoin, you don't know. So even if they say that, stop, they cannot. It is a fact. It is the truth. They cannot. So it's already here and it's here to stay. You need to understand that it is here to stay.
Bro, there's something about day-to-day income. Bitcoin cannot provide day-to-day income.
I understand. I met a guy recently. He was on a bike. His wife was in the hospital. Her amniotic thing burst. The child was there. She's there. The guy needs to go like give 15,000 every day to the hospital. His bike was even spoiled. And I'm like, God, how can you bring such a person into the blockchain? You know? That's the problem we're facing. You know? Not everyone can be saved. Let's face it. To understand the blockchain, you must have a certain level of education. You know? You must have a certain level of intellect. It's a fact. Because you are trading between multiple fields, between the fields of information technology and the fields of economics. You need to understand these things. You need to be someone that is willing to learn. Most people, most youth, they think that they can only learn via a school. You must not learn via a school. You can learn on your own. There are a lot of things that you can learn on your own. But you need to be willing to get past the inertia, you know, and gain initial momentum. It's the only way that you can move forward. Everything at the beginning is hard. Getting into the Big Brother house, I believe for every one of you was very hard to talk with your housemates. But now you guys are friends, you guys are pals, you guys. That's it in life. Anything at the beginning is hard. You need to understand that this thing might sound like gibberish to you. It's because it's the beginning. Give yourself 2, 3 months, 4 months. You will get everything I'm talking about. You will see the way I see it. You know? Yeah. So yes, focus pandemic. Like I was saying, there is a huge plague, in my opinion, because this is a personal essay of mine. There is a huge plague in terms of focus. People are addicted to their phones for the wrong reasons. Their addiction to their phones gives them no economic output. It stunts their growth for no reason. And I believe that those of you who entered this house and were addicted to their phones, I think you guys are feeling a certain level of freedom. You know, and you can only experience it because you were forced, or because of this competition. And I hope that once you leave here, you understand that your phone can be your worst nightmare. You understand? It can be your worst nightmare because your phone, I want to say this thing. You know, I will not get into the scientific details and stuff, but it will be very hard for you to focus. I'll put it in very plain English because most of the time, most of the day, you are used to be distracted by your phone by one notification or another. Because of simply that fact that every 1 or 2 seconds, you pick up your phone. If I give you a newspaper and say read the whole of this newspaper, you'll be unable to spend 5 minutes and you do that. Why? Your brain has been used to be distracted. And that is why someone cannot sit and learn this thing. Why? There's a focus pandemic. Because why? We're in the age of information. There's a lot of information out there. The technology is out there. But the technology has its negative effects. But the positive upsides are massive. Just like I said, ignorance is a choice. If you let your phone be your nightmare and stunt your growth, it's your problem. Those people are making their billions. It's your choice. People focus on showmanship and all that stuff. It's not worth it. Better learn the blockchain and improve your life. Have an opportunity for an economic growth. Yes. Any questions? I will say economic conditions. I was telling you the story about the guy I met. I cannot deny that the economic conditions of our continent is bad, you know. But I will say it is not a reason. You know, you are living, you are well dressed, you eat and sleep. You know, the only reason that you might not have or you might be troubled wherever you are or whatever you are doing is because of your desires. You desire more. You want more out of life. And because you want more, it's causing you misery. People should learn to be contented, you know. No matter where we are, no matter where we are coming from. You see, to be able to get somewhere in life, you need to build up yourself. Building up yourself takes time. It takes patience. It requires sacrifice. You cannot say you want to improve yourself and you are in the nightclub every other day. It's impossible. You cannot wish for one thing and do the other. You cannot say you want to live a certain way and you are chasing one girl or another. You are wasting your energy. we have to understand that to be able to get into this technology, especially in our very, very terrible economic conditions, there are a lot
Yellow card.
Yes.
You have 5 more minutes.
Okay. There are a lot of sacrifices required from us. A lot. So we must be ready to make those sacrifices as individuals, as young people who want to build a future for themselves. Anything we want to do, be it the blockchain, be it anything, we must be ready to make those sacrifices. My final remark on this topic is that the crypto space is mostly in English. You know, if I look at the trend of countries that have massively adopted the technology, there's Ghana, there's Kenya, there's Nigeria, there's Ethiopia. There is a trend. You see it. It's English. If you look at the people that are building technologies within the space, mostly American or English-speaking European countries, you know. So there is a trend here. If you don't speak English, you are out of it. So Yellow Card 2 comes with a mission to bridge that gap because there are millions of young French-speaking Cameroonians who do not have access to this technology because they don't speak English. But we believe, even though this seems like an Herculean task, an impossible task, or an impossible mission, we have a hope and we have a dream that each and every young African or Cameroonian will have the opportunity to improve their economic conditions by utilizing the tools of the blockchain and this technology. So it is my mission as the ambassador of Yellow Card to preach you this gospel of the blockchain, to tell you that it is the future and that you should not lose hope and that you should be ready to make the necessary sacrifices to get to the end of the tunnel, because I'm telling you, my friends, the future is now and the future is decentralized. Thank you.
What would you advise your son who wants to be blocked on his phone trading with Bitcoin, and another son of yours who wants to be in the farm reading? What would you tell that son?
I would, if you ask me personally, from my personal experience, maybe there are farmers that make their money from farming. I made my money from the blockchain. I live off of the most volatile asset of the whole world. That is what gives me food. That is what paid my bills. That is what makes me eat. So I will tell him, drop that tool you are using and get and learn this thing. It can change your life. Yes.
I wanted to ask, if you get your Yellow Card account, can you be buying Bitcoin, let's say every day you have
Yes.
2,000
Yes. Yes. You can buy. Yes. Yes. And with compounding effect, believe me, your future shall be bright.
I'm sorry to go personal, you're a software engineer, right?
Yes, by training.
If somebody asks you to drop software engineering and then you just keep trading on Bitcoin, would you accept?
Well, I will tell you that they go in pair because the blockchain is mostly IT. Every day is digital money, it's programming, it's everything. So they go in pair. I'm lucky enough that I'm in that field, so I just enter easily. But yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Even you're in history, you can still
But
get
what
it.
would you do with all the money you make out of Bitcoin if it's not to buy the real
I
asset?
will preach the gospel to people like you. I'm telling you, my mission, my passion is to tell every young Cameroonian you can make it with the blockchain. There is a system out of the regular system that you can make it. I have lived it. I am living it. You know, so it's my passion. It's the gospel I'm preaching. That's the message I'm giving out. And as an Yellow Card ambassador, I am telling you guys, the future is the blockchain. Thank you. We have 1 more minute.
So if I have 10 million francs, right, and that's everything I have, that's my capital, that's everything, would you prefer I put it into Bitcoin investment, or would you prefer I put it in the bank, where if I need that money from the bank, I will get it immediately? Or maybe...
I would say, rule number 1, invest what you're ready to lose. Rule number 2, I'm not a financial advisor.
I can't invest what I'm going to lose.
Alright, okay, your choice.
Okay. Thank you guys for your time. I hope you guys like this lecture. Hope to see you guys soon.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Next week Tuesday, please come again.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Learning never ends.
Have a good evening. Stay blessed. Bye bye.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
Yellow Card.
You are a rich
Biggy,
man.
I go buy you car. I go buy you motor.
They will buy me car.
Say they will buy you car.
See, is it my second one?
Yeah.
I see my job, but it's not.
Yeah, wait you want.
Wait you want.
Just bring, you know, just bring
In one coin.
One coin.
You will get after like 1 Don't say no.
Yeah, sure.
I feel ask this man.
No, I mean, yeah, sure. How much? I want to pay now.
Investment 1.1 million, 1 coin. That does what I'm asking. Just shake super
Yeah,
for $1.
was trading like a full-time.
I'll just
We're out of there.
sponsor of the show next year.
By now.
Let's go all down.
We're out of there.
All
I have
down.
my bank account. I have a wallet. Have you wallet? I hear money to take any card. Sometimes you don't send some money for day. They don't. They make us just leave it there. Bitcoin. That should just leave it there.
Now,
The problem now is here. The problem. I'm not sure what that.
But the same thing.
No, is this
You know my email?
safety?
That pin.
Let me
Now
say.
when you open it, they ask you.
There's 12 of them. One is
Recovery phrase.
died. This one.
But then
Recovery phrase.
you
Give me that.
No, if you forget about what they said, if you know an email now,
Yeah.
the country where you have lost an email.
No, I know my email.
Yeah, you know an email.
They can send you.
Nah, I don't know.
How was it there? How was it there?
House Captain,
Mr. Biggy.
return the mics.
Then why is making them when buying?
When it fell.
People were buying, they were buying.
People were holding. People were saying, oh,
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how much.
You don't tell about just show you. You don't tell about 120. I still find money.